So in this chapter, Loki's bounty is being revealed, and as you guessed, it is one of the highest in the series, which is hyping up this guy even more than he has already been hyped these last 2 weeks. We're also seeing the continuation of the sequence between him and Luffy, and Shanks' name comes up, which might drop a huge bomb on not only Luffy, but the whole audience. So let's get into it. As we saw in the previous chapter, the Straw Hats were finally able to break away from that fake Lego playset world thing and get into the real Elbaf. And Luffy had been feeling this like hockey or this power emanating from Elbaf. And he went to go look for what it was, and that led him to Loki, the Prince of Elbaf, who was chained up on a tree. And that's where that chapter left off. So coming into this, we see that Loki, currently imprisoned in the underworld, appears bound by sea stone chains, with animal guards patrolling his prison. Okay, so that confirms that. We assumed it would be sea stone chains, since it was said that Loki ate the legendary devil fruit that was passed down in like the royal lineage of Elbaf. Like he killed his father, the king, to get it. Considering that it said it took all of the giants in Elbaf to restrain Loki, I assume you would need sea stone chains to bind him. Otherwise, there's nothing strong enough, I guess, right? He asks Luffy to set him free, promising in return to destroy any pirate crew Luffy wants. So we were also speculating about this too, him trying to convince Luffy to set him free. But it doesn't seem like it's working out, because during their conversation, Loki calls Shanks a chicken, which angers Luffy, leading him to attack Loki in Gear 4. Wow, that escalated quickly. This is typical of Luffy. This is like one of his triggers. You can't talk crap on his friends, especially Shanks. And just immediately attacking Loki in Gear 4. This probably won't do too much to him, but I guess it'll hurt him, right? I mean, he is being weakened by the Sea Stone after all, and he's not guarding. But as for him calling Shanks a chicken, that's really interesting. And we'll go more into that a little later, but the world government has placed a special bounty of 2.6 billion berries on Loki's head. That escalated quickly as well. I did not expect this to happen. I didn't even expect Loki to have a bounty. He's technically not a pirate, right? I guess that's why it says that it's a special bounty. And I assume the reasoning for this special bounty will be revealed. Maybe it has something to do with his devil fruit or him killing the king. But 2.6 billion is pretty high, and I think that might give him the highest bounty in the series, aside from Mihawk, Law, Kid, and the Yonkos. So Loki already thrusted to the top of the pack here. And we were also speculating about, in a video I made with Sai 2 weeks ago, that Loki could be stronger than Kaido, you know, considering the story kind of needs it to go that way, you know, with the power creep and the raising the stakes of everything, and Luffy being excited by how powerful he was. A bounty of 2.6 billion doesn't really prove that, of course, since Kaido had a bounty of 4.6 billion. Now again, we talk about this all the time. Bounties aren't necessarily indicative of like a one-for-one accurate representation of a power level, but it's, you know, kind of telling you more or less how strong they are. So in the end, I don't know if this is confirming or denying that he's stronger or weaker than Kaido, but I'll just say that he's, you know, really strong. He's probably strong enough to fight Luffy in Gear 5 and give him somewhat of a competitive fight. Curious about the connection between Shanks and Loki. Luffy demands an explanation, but Loki cryptically states that he'll only reveal the truth if Luffy releases him. Oh wow, alright, here we go. This is really getting exciting now. Luffy wants to know, and Loki's gonna tell him if he releases him. So I guess this is it. This is how Luffy releases Loki. And I guess if he releases him, then Loki's just gonna go on a rampage or escape or attack Luffy or do some kind of crazy devil fruit thing, which will allow him to, you know, escape or, you know, continue to be the antagonist question mark of this arc. And I'm inclined to think that, because I don't think he's just gonna be a good guy about this. Like, oh, thanks for releasing me, Luffy. So anyway, Shanks is a celestial dragon, and he was accidentally taken by Roger as a child on God Valley. Roger raised him, but the world government still knows that he's a celestial dragon, and they communicate with him sometimes and give him special treatment, because it also turns out that he's the son of the leader of the Holy Knights. I don't know if Loki knows all of that, but he definitely knows something. But wow, that's going to be a huge chapter when Luffy finds out that Shanks is a celestial dragon. Meanwhile, Zoro and his group narrowly escape from Road and a gang of pirates. Narrowly escaped? It's Zoro going against Road and some random fodder guys. Robin prepares herself to reunite with Saul, having Brooke cut her hair and returning to her pre-time skip hairstyle. That's kind of a surprise. I wonder if she's going to get her tan back as well. At the end of the chapter, a giant is shouting that Saul has collapsed on the ground. No break next week. All right, here we go. We're going into the Saul stuff. We've been talking about Saul for a long time here. He might be the man marked by flames. Not sure yet, but him meeting up with Robin is very important, you know, because it's Robin's development as a character, her reuniting with one of the very few characters that she's had history with that is still alive, and Saul, along with the help of the other giants, recover all of those books from O'Hara. And it's either been implied or straight up confirmed that he's been studying and reading those books. So him and Robin, I assume, are going to collaborate on retrieving the final road poneglyph, if it isn't already just at Elbaf. Because that's one of the last things that they have to do at this point. They have 3 of the 4 road poneglyphs, so once they get the 4th one, they will know the location to Laugh-Tale, where the One Piece is located. Also, more spoilers came out as I was making this. By the way, Loki was calling Shanks a chicken just to make Luffy upset, because he could clearly see that they have a strong bond. So when Luffy used Gear 4, he said he was just joking. Alright, nice. I didn't want to have to speculate about why he's calling Shanks a chicken or a coward or whatever. So it's nice that it's kind of just him messing with Luffy. Although it's still pretty obvious that Loki has some kind of relationship with Shanks and knows some deep cut stuff about him. But he's just not a chicken anymore. But all this Shanks talk might actually give us a flashback of him. I know that sounds a little too good to be true, but it seems like we might be going into that, especially because Garling, who is allegedly his father, just became a freaking Gorosei. And like I said, you know, we're getting into the end game here with finding the last road poneglyph, so it's about time we start focusing on the most significant characters of the series that we haven't been focusing on so much.
Hey, but real quick, guys, you should check out Gamer Supps in case you haven't already. They're a great energy supplement that can help you with gaming, studying, or anything that really you want to do. They come in caffeine and caffeine free, and they also have nootropics in it like L-theanine, L-tyrosine, and choline L-bitartrate. So it's not just, you know, regular caffeine. It makes you really feel good and focused. If you're looking for a tub to buy, check out the new flavor Nuclear Bombsicle by Casio. It tastes just like a bombsicle. This is already one of my favorite flavors. They also have these awesome sus bars, which are only 100 calories and only has 1 gram of sugar and 8 grams of protein. My favorite flavor is the chocolate. I cannot get enough of these things. They also have gamer tea in both caffeinated and non-caffeinated. I personally really like the caffeine-free sleepy time with theanine. You can also get some of these awesome gamer soups, which I absolutely love. So guys, check the link in the description and make sure to use code BIGZ for 10% off. Thanks, guys.
But yeah, that's it for this one, guys. Let me know what you think about this exciting chapter in the comments. And if you like the video, please give it a like and please subscribe if you haven't already. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.